What's going on? What's going on, yo? What's going on? Fair use, fair use, fair use, fair use. And let's address it now. And Brooklyn Finest says my Ninja Z is a whole 8 hours late. Is this a record? No, it's not a record. No, it's not a record. And no, so I had plans on streaming earlier. It was gonna be a reckless streams, but I swore on everything. I would have died. I swore on everything. I swore on my life that I deleted that and set the time for well now. And it's not until I checked hours later that I realized that I never deleted it and you guys were waiting for a little while. My apologies, everyone. My bad on that one. I would have put everything that I deleted that stream, and I guess I didn't. I got caught up, and it couldn't be a reckless stream, so you already know what that is. And don't put it in the comments. Do not put it in the comments. And right now we're not on a reckless stream, but we will be covering a few things. The I want to call him a brother, but the guy from what is it, Middle Nation, Middle Earth? It's Middle Nation, right? Yeah. And we've seen him before. Middle Nation, yes. We have seen him before on BGS's channel. BGS has covered him before. He gives pretty interesting commentary. He spoke on man-woman relationships, and we're going to be covering that. Another thing, and it's a sad day for Z, because I don't know where I'm gonna get my doomer fix from. Economic Circuit, which I've covered one of his videos before on this channel. His channel is defunct. I was like, I haven't heard from him in a few days, right? I haven't checked out the channel in a few days. I haven't streamed, or better yet, watched a video in a few days. And went to the channel, and the channel's gone, y'all. And I dropped a tear. I don't know where I'm gonna get my doomer fix from now. So one of the videos I still have, or at least I have some of it, because I downloaded it to play for you guys once. So one of them I do have, and that kind of sucks because like if I would have known, I would have downloaded at least a good, I don't know, dozen. And it's because of the commentary in the somewhat poetic way he would frame things. Obviously with the numbers and the data to back up what he's saying. And yeah, and there's that. So. And Afro Merchant says, Doomer fixes diabolical Z. Seek help Z. Right? And hopefully I'm coming in clear. Yeah, Afro Merchant, yeah. And Ms. Z is like, I don't know how I go to sleep like with a playlist of things and I put one earphone in and I sleep like that. And she's like, I don't even know how you do it. And wake up and get to work on time and live life and do family things and everything, right? Just yeah. And giggle like a schoolgirl after listening to While I'm Sleeping, The World is on Fire. Right? So yeah. And on that note, we will commence. So I am trying to think, what do I want to cover first? Do we want to cover Al Sharpton first? Or do we want to cover Middle Nation first? Huh. And once again, we're Black Manosphere versus the world is this stream. Black Manosphere versus the world. Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. And we will start off with, let's start off with Al Sharpton. We'll leave the brother Middle Nation for later. Let's start off with Al Sharpton. And here we go.
A lot of callers. Let me go to Mike in Georgia. Mike, you keeping it real with Al Sharpton?
Hey, good day, Rev. How are you?
I'm doing very well. How are you?
Good. So there were two things that I wanted to talk about. One was the what you were talking about, illegal immigration, and another was this subgroup that is happening in our community that's not being talked about, and it is what I call the corporate modern black feminist, and how it does not share space with black men, and how it kind of ends our generational growth, if you will.
Okay, go ahead. Let's talk about it. Go ahead.
Okay, so when you look at, I guess traditionally, when we as black people move, we tend to move together as a group, black men, black women, all of us. So when you look at Dr. King, Malcolm X, any of those leaders, even Obama, we all moved together. But when you see this new modern movement of black feminism, its only main goal is to uplift the black female, but it does not share a space or recognize the plight of us as black men. So it is a new movement that is growing that is, in my opinion, is almost kind of like the Willie Lynch theory of where the light skin and dark skin, but in terms of this, it's more gender-based. And so that movement tends to be, the modern black feminist movement tends to be more abortion. It tends to be college-educated black women. It tends to be them in places that are not a lot of black men, so they tend to be more open to dating white men. And it is just a movement, like I said, it doesn't. It's unique in the aspect that, like I said, when you have a march, even when you march, you're talking about all of us as a black people. You're not ignoring the plight of black women. You're not ignoring the plight of black men. But this modern black feminist movement just simply says, black women, y'all need to be uplifted, which is true. No one's doubting that. But we as black men, George Floyd, economics, all of us as black people as one, need to cross the threshold together. And so, have you kind of observed that?
How do you define? Let me make sure I understand what you're saying. How do you define the black feminist movement?
I defined it in two areas. One, you have the prior black feminist movement, which was back in the 60s and 70s, which was more of an after effect of the 1960s, and it was more broader. It wasn't necessarily solely in tune with pro-abortion, and it did include the black family. The modern black feminist is more so like HBCUs. There's 75% black women, 25% black men. The modern black feminist movement is all about just saying black women, black women, black women, black women, black women, but it never says black family. It never says black men. It never shares a space. It's not a space that shares our plight and the things that we go through. And it's not pro-black family. It's pro-abortion. I mean, have you observed that, or?
Let me take a break. Hold on. I'm going to hold you over.
Okay.
I am your host, Reverend Al Sharpton, and we're back. And I was talking with Mike in Georgia. Go ahead, Mike. Recount what you were saying, because I wanted to address some of it. Go ahead and recount it.
Yes. So what I was saying is that, once again, you have this modern black feminist movement that is occurring as a subculture within our community, and I'm not sure that we realize what it is, how it is, and what it's doing. And it's different than other past black what we've gotten together. It's different than Malcolm X or Martin Luther King or any of George Floyd or Obama or even you, because generally when we move as black people, we move together as black men and women, and we recognize the challenges that our queens, our black women have, and we recognize the challenges that us as black men, our kings, have. We move together. But this black feminist movement simply says that we're not going to share space. It's just primarily focused on black women. It's primarily focused on abortion. It's not focused on black family or any of, I hate to use the word because it's kind of almost politically charged, but traditional black family is not interested in that at all. Most of the women tend to be very educated. They've graduated from college. They work the corporate America. And when they generally date, it's a white man because they don't have any of the parity among black men and mass incarceration, et cetera, et cetera. So this movement that is happening, I think we need to recognize it and call it out because, like I said, it's not sharing a space with us as black men, and we uplift our black women, and our black women uplift us. That's the movement that I would like. This modern black feminist movement, I just don't think it's good.
But again, I'm trying to understand how you identify. Are you saying there's an organization? Are you saying it's an attitude? How do you identify? You put your hand on what you define as the modern black feminist movement. I identified with someone like, and I don't want to say no names because people are going to get upset, but I identified, if you look on the media, if you look at TV commercials, if you look at anything on social media, even if you look at the Democrat Party and it's primarily new focus on black women and black women issues, they're not saying black people, black family, black men, come, all y'all come. Their primary focus is on black women. And when you do the demographics and the numbers, you see the educational level and the things that are good. But once again, they're not the new political movement or whatever you want to call it, the dynamics in the Democrat Party. And I'm not hating on the Democrat Party at all. I'm just saying what when you see that, you see specifically black women go out and vote, but you don't see, okay, black people, black family, all y'all together go out and vote. You don't see just in, like I said, social media, politically, commercials, television, it's just all focused solely on the black women. And then you see a movement of black women that are like, I hate to say the name, Stacey Abrams or whoever, that is other politicians that have kind of since what I would call let me hold right there. On the message board, Cassandra D says,
Why aren't the black men speaking up more? They have a voice, OMG. Cassandra D is saying, this is all in response to you, say he's blaming black women, SMH. Ricky Hooks is saying the caller is right. It's so right. He's agreeing with you. And you just proved his point. And Trisha's saying, no, it's Manosphere, red pill talking points. So you got people on both sides reacting to you. How do you respond? You mentioned Stacey Abrams. Stacey Abrams stood up and ran, almost won the first time, registered a lot of voters, and her running led to a black man and a Jewish man getting elected. They got elected on votes she registered.
It did, but I also noticed, and she's a great person, great woman. I'm not putting her down at all. She's a lovely queen, but I did notice that it was like, black women, y'all go out and vote. I did notice that it was never like black family, black unity. It was never this. The modern black feminist movement, like I said, is good in the upliftment of black women. I have sisters, aunts, do it. But it never shares a space and says, black men, y'all get up and come on with us. It never, like I said, it never shares. And so that's the main issue that I have. And we need to be aware of this in 2025, this that is being created, because it is unlike any other thing that has happened previously where we all move together. I'm sorry. I'm not putting down black women at all. We all need to go together. But I'm just saying, let's go together instead of dividing and conquer, Willie lynching us gender-wise. That's what I'm saying.
All right. I got you. I got a lot of callers, okay, and a lot of people want to react. Wells, W-E.
Once again, fair use, fair use, fair use, fair use. So, yeah, the Black Manosphere has reached escape velocity, as BGS has said to us. And let's address this real quick. Lovely Queen, as dusty as I want to be, says, and brother, I get it. When you're speaking to the uninitiated, you have to appreciate that we're on the cutting edge, right? And when you're speaking to the uninitiated, you kind of put a little bit of sugar with it, right? A little bit of honey, because they were already starting to get peeved in the comments, right? Wait until you start hearing some of the comments for the other brother that calls in a little bit later, right? So they were already starting to get peeved. So and appreciate what the brother is saying. He's speaking about like the BLM memo, right? Or the BLM mission statement, the first one, the original one, the one that poo-pooed family, the one that spoke about everything but the nuclear family, you know, with the man as the lead. Oops. Huh? So appreciate that when you're speaking to the uninitiated, him saying the black queens, it's you know, it's the same as Attorney Dennis Sperling saying lovely ladies, right? We appreciate what this is. So I get what you're saying. I get it, and let's actually address what he's saying. The Democratic Party did speak about black women like they existed in a vacuum. The Democratic Party went so far, it stopped being black women are the backbone of the black community. It started being black women are the backbone of the Democratic Party. Singularly, not black people. Can't be black people, but because that would include black men. No, black women singularly are the backbone of the black community. Black women are the backbone of the black community. And the Democratic Party. Oh. So what that brother is speaking about is a schism that's purposely being exploited, that black women are reveling in, and then telling you to come along. Huh? Thank you. And Compassionate says they need to start putting the black, or better yet, he says they need to start putting that black in front of Manosphere. The white Manosphere ain't on ish. They're not. They're not. Huh? Mainly a bunch of racist and bigot white dudes who just want to reorient the world into everyone bowing to them, starting with their women. I keep saying it. For the most part, black men are talking about cooperation. Even though black men say submissive or submit, black men don't really mean submit, not in mass. White men really mean submit. White men don't want no majority vote. They want final say, beginning, first say, everything say, kiss my ass say. Huh? So I agree with Compassionate on that one. I definitely agree with Compassionate. But going back to Al Sharpton, I do want brothers to be prepared though. Brother, if you didn't want to say names or give examples, you said Stacey Abrams. Okay, cool, one name, and that was after Al Sharpton pushed you. Look, if you're going to put this on the public stage and get into these battles and these discussions, you have to be prepared. Mr. Z walks around with Cloud's sword on my back, waiting. Yeah, I got Squall's sword on my back, waiting. Well, actually, Squall kept the sword on his hip. Cloud kept the sword on his back. Yeah, that part. Huh? And Afro Merchant says, bro was being nice about it. He was with that, and the third caller is going to address that a bit. Um, with that, you can be nice, you can be cordial. I don't know so much about being conciliatory, right? I don't know about being conciliatory, but you can be nice and cordial and still get the point across. The system put the thumb on the scales for black women. Black women went willingly, and they get what they get now. Is my sound messed up? Trail said Big Trouble in Little Everglades, hysterical. Big Trouble in Little China, hysterical. Right. So, oh, I'm clear. Okay, okay. And Babylon X is what you know about Final Fantasy VII. I played all the Final Fantasies except for the most recent one. As a matter of fact, I beat all the Final Fantasies except for the most recent one. That's the only one I didn't play. Oh, and I didn't beat. Well, when I say I mean the major title Final Fantasies. I did not beat the new version of Final Fantasy VII yet. I did play it. I'm close-ish to the end, but then I stopped. I'm gonna mess around, get a PS5. I still don't have a PS5, and I'm gonna pretty much play it all over again and beat it. So yeah, that part. So yeah. Okay, continuing. Um, if you're gonna engage in these conversations, especially on a major platform, I'm not saying Al Sharpton is super major, but Al Sharpton is super known. You have to be prepared, even if you're going to play nice. You have to be prepared, and you have to be prepared to get the talking points across. It's not hatred of black women. It is a certain level of indifference, a well-deserved indifference, right? Because black women went willingly, enthusiastically, and they allowed themselves to be the colonizing agent. And as the brother kept on saying, these college-educated black women, his description is correct. They go along willingly. They go along enthusiastically. And if black men see that, if the uninitiated, we're not talking about black manosphere men, if the uninitiated see this, then there's a there. Now your sons got something for that ass. Huh? indifference, apathy, dating out, marrying out, having mixed children with non-black women, huh? Being despondent to the plight of black women, indifferent, huh? If black women willingly and enthusiastically allowed for themselves to be the colonizing agent in the black community, particularly these high, highly educated, upper echelon black women, the Ebony K. Williams of the world, huh? I know she took Afro studies in college. I know. Huh? The Kim Fosters of the world. Ooh, look, another one that took Afro studies. Uh-oh. Another one, we got a pattern. Huh? If they want to operate a stone cold gynocracy and then call it quote unquote egalitarian, the black men have something for that ass. A big resounding no as he walks out the door. Huh? And Eric Denman says the black women on Cocktails in Queens, he said it backwards. The black women on Cocktail in Queens, we just don't go with it. Showed black men, they considered themselves a separate entity from black men. I agree. Yet black men keep fighting for inclusion with them. Please, black men, just stop. Why do you keep for inclusion? I think the uninitiated really don't see another way. They don't appreciate how deep that stab wound is. Huh? Because they don't have the mounds of evidence. You have to appreciate, like, some of you, definitely Z, we're chronically online, particularly on YouTube, right? So we see all the videos, we see the TikTok compilations. Shout out to all of you that are on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. Mr. Z's on Instagram and YouTube. I don't have a TikTok, right? But for those of us who are chronically online, we see the videos. And here's the thing, the videos are backed up by actual data. Look at the divorce rate in the black community. Look at the marriage rate in the black community. Look at all the out of wedlock children in the black community. Huh? It's not just black women showing their ass on the internet. Once again, the internet will expose us all. No, they're actually living that life that they're describing. Single mother by choice. Huh? The same sex loving relationships, the sexual plaything for some non-black man. The oops, I got these 1 or 2 mixed kids. Black men, I love you. I need me a black king now. They're not just talking that on the internet. They live in that. So for those of them, for the brothers that are not chronically online, they're not initiated, they see certain things, they might even notice certain patterns, but they don't really think it's a thing. They think, okay, yeah, just another black woman who might have had a bad day or she had certain experiences in her life, and okay, they don't even know the word misandry, so I can't even use that. Okay, just another black woman just being a mean ass. Huh? Ah. Huh? So of course they're gonna fight for inclusion. They think it's just a handful of wayward, highly educated, maybe even Ivy League educated black women, and that's it. How many black folks, black men who are not part of the black manosphere know what we know, that 80% of 80% of the divorces in the black community are filed by black women? To me, that black men actually earn more than black women. Black men have more wealth than black women. How many uninitiated know this? Huh? We know that. How many uninitiated know that? So going to what you're saying, yeah, there's a Eric Deming. There's a reason why they keep on fighting for inclusion. They don't know any other way. They don't. We're weird to them. One thing that FD did say, and he was right about, his framing was all type of off, but he was right about that. But we're right about the entire conversation. FD said something along the lines like, "We seem weird to even misogynist black men." Once again, his framing, right? And yeah, we might seem weird to them brothers. Are those brothers married though? Uh-oh. Where's the wedding ring? Yikes. Huh? We can seem weird all you want to call us weird, but are you married to a black woman? Uh-oh. Or do you just have a baby mama? Yikes. Huh? Yeah, we seem weird, right? If we're so weird, then why are you currently dating a Latina or a white woman? Oops. Or why are you just single right now? Yikes. Or why are you going monk mode? You don't even know what the phrase monk mode means. Huh? So FD is right. FD, I saw what you did. That's why he started saying a little while after, I had to appreciate that, Manosphere talking points aren't too far removed from regular, normal ideas about women and femininity. Yeah, FD, I saw that little moonwalk you did. Huh? I appreciate that's a response to what I was saying. Look at this car driving the wrong way. Ah! Ah! Tonight I'm trying to kill myself in a car. Huh? And Vince is like the stream, FD, right? Charleston, I went trick mode. I'm not ready to be monk. And that's okay. You're what BGS said you have to be strong to be monk mode, right? And Vince says there's 92 watching and 39 likes. Oh man, y'all killing me right now. Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. That's worse than normal. Usually be half and half. Right now it's looking well a little more than a third. 92 watching. Well, it's a little less than half. It's a little less than half. Actually, I said that the wrong way. Uh, exactly. Exactly, Vince. Y'all don't care about Snoop Doggy Dog? Let it be known then. Dancing all in the video. Right, y'all gives you a second background. Oh boy. Yeah. So what the brothers are saying here, for the uninitiated, you could see him, and I agree with y'all. He is trying to be nice. He is attempting to be nice. And it's tripping him up. He just need to come up the middle and say, look, this woman is an example, that woman is an example, this woman is an example. They've all said underhanded stuff about black men. Black men are checking out. Our sons are and there's a debate to be had about where black men go after Trump. No? Because who's who is as charismatic, who draws as much attention, who's as edgy, but not corny, because he gets to fly by because he's old. He gets a pass because he's old. And are black men gonna follow the next person who's gonna be less charismatic, less of a draw, not as entertaining? Right? There's a debate to be had about whether black men continue to go this way or not. But barring that, continuing what I was saying earlier, if black men continue an increasing number to vote some type of conservative, Republican, right? Do black women appreciate what that means for them and their project? Because when you separate yourself and black men realize that you separated yourself, do you appreciate what that means for you? See, it's one thing, as Eric was saying, it's one thing to think this is still some type of thing about the community. It's just black women are being a little wayward. They're a little angry, so they saying certain things and doing certain things that aren't exactly community minded, but they're a little angry. I kind of understand, right? It's a whole other thing to say, oh, no, you really mean black woman community. You're not pro-black, you're pro-black woman in a vacuum. Huh? And are black women ready for that? So we'll pause right there for now. Fair use, fair use, fair use, fair use. Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat, and let's move on to the next caller. Here you guys go.
Right, let's go to the phones. Let's go to Deshaun in Washington, D.C., calling about black women. Deshaun?
Yeah, I agree with that other caller. I think black women are part of the problem, but it's deeper than that. In the black community, we have some kind of weird mama fetish. I'm not saying it's sexual. It's definitely a gynocracy. And I was done with black women when they were celebrating Kevin Samuels' death. I was done with them then.
Kevin Samuels' death?
Yeah, when Kevin Samuels died, black women were celebrated. When the Tyree Nichols video came out, black women went on Clubhouse and admitted that seeing black men being sent to the shadow realm turns them on. So basically, they're our enemies. Why would we deal with them?
But how do we then reconcile that all of us were born of a black woman if we're black?
It goes back to the mama fetish. Everybody has a mama, but that doesn't mean we have to meet with somebody that looks like her.
So do you see any way, Deshaun, that we can?
Son husbands.
All right. Do you feel there's any way that we should be able to deal with this? How do we reconcile it? How do we reconcile it?
If you're a successful black man, just go get you a Latina, an Asian, or a white woman. Leave black women the hell alone. Leave them to their own devices. They're strong. They're independent. So we just got to let them go. And yeah, you can say it's red pill. Yeah, you can say it's the manosphere, but it's just the truth. Black women are our enemies. To use a nerd analogy, black men are the Jedi. Black women are the Sith. They're our natural enemies. And they were bred to be that way by Brad back during slavery times. And nothing can repair the damage that's going on. Nothing. So just leave them alone. If you're a black man and you deal with a black woman, I actually feel sorry for you. So
you're saying that if you're a black, I want to just make sure I'm not misquoting you. You're saying that if you are a successful black man, you should get an Asian woman or a white woman. Black women are the enemy.
Or Latina. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying we have empirical data to prove that. They've aborted 34 million black babies since the 70s. They've actually committed genocide.
Now, but you don't think a Latino woman or a white woman or an Asian woman would be an enemy to the black man, only the black woman?
No, because black women, there's so many black men that's in prison or in the upper room right now because of proxy violence, because of black women. Mm. So I'm saying it's just not working. So just leave them alone. Leave them to their own devices. That's what I'm saying.
All right. Thank you for your call. We're not arguing today. I'm letting you express yourself, and you explain every way you feel. Kim Washington is saying on our message board, she's saying that's crazy. OG Kelly is saying he just doesn't understand the assignment of standing with a black woman. Camille Davis says Deshaun has issues for real. And Kim Washington says, wow. Angela Conley says, who hurt him? Okay, so you had one that agreed with him and 4 or 5 raising questions. Let's go to Deborah in Atlanta, Georgia. Line 1, Deborah.
Awesome. Hi, Reverend Sharpton. I wasn't going to talk about this, but I'm going to spend 30 seconds on this, and I'm going to take a quote from one of my favorite movies of all time, Waiting to Exhale. A white woman, a Hispanic woman, a Mexican woman can have your black ass. Okay, and that's all I'm going to say.
Of course it's one of your favorite movies. Of course it is.
I mean, really,
I remember that quote very well, but go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah, he showed up drunk in a leather and wearing summertime and all that good stuff. That's how you sound. You sound stupid and ignorant. Nobody has to tell you to go to work. Nobody has to tell you to go play golf. Nobody has to tell you to hang out with your buddies. Why do we have to tell you to get out and vote? Black women are not saying that we don't want black men. We don't have to tell you that, because the ones who are doing it are doing it. The ones who have a problem with it are the ones who don't vote for the problem or not doing what they're supposed to be doing. We are with our black brothers. I've never dated outside my race in my life, so I'm not spending any more time on that. I do want to spend time on Reverend Sharpton.
So I ended it there because she went on and spoke about something else. Okay. Of course, Waiting to Excel is one of your favorite movies, ma'am. And of course, you quoting the nobody wants your black ass, or you could whatever the hell she said with the fact that you're still, y'all realize I said this, they're still quoting a 30-year-old movie. So I we're with our black brothers, and we stand with those. Just do what you're supposed to do, whatever the hell she said. Madam, but Waiting to Excel is one of your favorite movies. You don't see the problem there? That was a whole goddamn black man hit piece. That was a whole hit piece on black men. And it's one of your favorite movies, but you stand with black men when one of your favorite movies is a whole hit piece on black men. Strange way you show love there, madam. Huh? Black women will claim they care about you, they love you, they're standing with you, they want nothing but the best for you. And then they talk crap about you, they watch all messed up movies about you, watch messed up commentary about you, speak about you horribly with their homegirls, divorce your ass, all type of foolishness, right? But they love you though. Okay, yeah, that's it. They love you with a growl. uh, they love you when they cursing you out. They love you when they calling the cops on you. Yeah, that's it. Alrighty then. Uh, but yeah, that brother went there. And it wasn't just the comments about who hurt him. Al Sharpton did not read the comment about why black. I didn't know black men were so soft. Yep, there was a sister that said that, and a brother in the comments that said weak. Yep, brother, whoever that is that said weak, don't worry. We're gonna see how strong you are, because more and more black men, especially the younger ones, are leaving black women to their lonesome. Huh? We're gonna see how strong you. You know what? And what I appreciate about these young brothers is y'all can't. They don't care about none of that talk. Call them all type of LGBTQ. Call them all type of sassy. Call them all type of weak. Call them all type of effeminate or feminine. They don't care about any of that talk. Huh? Sure, that's hysterical. One thing you gotta appreciate about these young brothers, y'all could insult their manhood and masculinity all day, every day. It doesn't phase them. Yeah. So all that who hurt him, all that talk is insanity. I promise y'all, I am watching a swirl couple pass by, old white man with a young black woman. I promise you I'm not making it up. And she looked me dead in the face. Hey, I know what that is, lady. I know, she kind of cute too. Oh man, I promise y'all, they holding hands and everything. I promise you I'm not making that up. Oh, that's hysterical. Homeboy looked like he gotta be in his mid-60s at least. She looked like she hit her like maybe mid-20s ish, maybe late 20s. She's not in her 30s. She is not in her 30s. Oh, that was funny. Oh, that was funny. She looked me dead in the face. Oh, oh man, I needed that laugh. Oh, I needed that laugh. Oh, I needed that laugh. Oh man, she looked me dead in the face, and you know it's the look of like, I know you judging me right now. You damn right. Oh, oh man, that's hysterical. Oh, I needed that laugh. Oh, I needed that laugh. That was funny. Oh, that was funny. Oh, I almost lost my train of thought. I think I did a little bit. Hey, homie, I promise you, there's no way she's in her 30s. There's no way. If anything, maybe early 30s, but I don't see it. She's not a day older than 30. And Buddy Rowe gotta be in his mid 60s. Ain't no way. Or he's the one of the oldest looking 50 something year olds I ever see. Well, he white, so right. Yikes. That was funny. That was hysterical. All right, baby girl, you get it how you live. Oh, get it how you live. Oh, that was funny. That was funny. Vincent, her rent paid though. Man, that was fun. Oh, Vince, man, y'all don't understand. Like I'm, I'm talking to y'all, and off of my periphery, because of the way I'm parked, right? Like clearly, I'm recording in the car. The way I'm parked, I can see everything, like everything in front of me, everything that's going on where I'm parked. And off of my periphery, like, okay, so the A pillar of your car, that's the beam where your window sits, right? Um, the beam between your passenger side window and your windshield. So, like, off of my periphery, I thought I saw something out the driver's side window, and then it just comes across the A pillar into the windshield. Oh, that was funny. Oh, that was hysterical. True, that's hysterical. Trell says if he white, he probably 39. Hysterical, right? Oh, okay. We're back. We're back. We're back. Man, whew. Continuing. What was that brother saying again about white women and well the first caller talking about I'm sorry, black women and white men again? Yeah, about that. Right? So um the second caller, and I'm gonna play him again, he didn't hold back, not nearly as much at least as the first caller did. No, no blonde wig, no blonde wig. Dark skin sister, cute, petite frame, right? Dark skin sister, cute, right? Nice skirt on, not too short, not too long, right? Plaid skirt on. It could have been a wig, it could have been weave. And Ray says she had a wig though. It could have been a wig, it could have been weave. It looked okay. It wasn't disheveled, it wasn't the hard wig soft life crap that they be talking about. She wasn't half bad, right? Oh man, that was hysterical. I'm sorry, y'all, to deviate that way. Mid statement, Jesus. Hey, that age gap is crazy. There's no way she's in her 30s. I don't believe it. Ain't no way. Huh? So continuing, let's play this again.
Right, let's go to the phones. Let's go to Deshaun in Washington, D.C., calling about black women. Deshaun?
Yeah, I agree with that other caller. I think black women are part of the problem, but it's deeper than that. In the black community, we have some kind of weird mama fetish. I'm not saying it's sexual. There's definitely a gynocracy. And I was done with black women when they were celebrating Kevin Samuels' death. I was done with them then.
Kevin Samuels' death?
Yeah, when Kevin Samuels died, black women were celebrated. When the Tyree Nichols video came out, black women went on Clubhouse and admitted that seeing black men being sent to the shadow realm turns them on. So basically, they're our enemies. Why would we deal with them?
But how do we then reconcile that all of us were born of a black woman if we're black?
It goes back to the mama fetish. Everybody has a mama, but that doesn't mean we have to meet with somebody that looks.
Let's address that. Al Sharpton, look, Al Sharpton's old and his retorts are old. How do we reconcile that we come from a black woman? Yeah, but they're mean and they're assholes. And they're using the racist apparatus to keep their thumb on the scales on black men. Huh? They want to maintain a gynocracy in the black community. The brother said when he saw black women essentially dancing on Kevin Samuel's grave, he was done with them then. Number one. Number two, brother, there could have been another way to say, you know, when black women see black men deleted, especially these chronically online women, when they deem you not fit, which is just about any black man, they celebrate your death. There was another way to say it other than Shadow Realm. I don't know how many of Al Sharpton's callers and listeners are gonna appreciate and know what you mean by Shadow Realm. No? So anyway, continuing.
Right, let's go to the phones. Let's go to Deshaun in Washington, D.C., calling about black women. Deshaun?
Yeah, I agree with that other caller. I think black women are part of the problem, but it's deeper than that. In the black community, we have some kind of weird mama fetish. I'm not saying it's sexual. It's definitely a gynocracy. And I was done with black women when they were celebrating Kevin Samuel's death. I was done with them then.
Kevin Samuel's death?
Yeah, when Kevin Samuels died, black women were celebrated. When the Tyree Nichols video came out, black women went on Clubhouse and admitted that seeing black men being sent to the shadow realm turns them on. So basically, they're our enemies. Why would we deal with them?
But how do we then reconcile that all of us were born of a black woman if we're black?
It goes back to the mama fetish. Everybody has a mama, but that doesn't mean we have to meet with somebody that looks like her.
So do you see any way, Deshaun, that we can?
Son husbands.
All right. Do you feel there's any way that we should be able to deal with this? How do we reconcile it? How do we reconcile it?
If you're a successful black man, just go get you a Latina, an Asian, or a white woman. Leave black women the hell alone. Leave them to their own devices. They're strong. They're independent. So we just got to let them go. And yeah, you can say it's red pill. Yeah, you can say it's the manosphere, but it's just the truth. Black women are our enemies. To use a nerd analogy, black men are the Jedi. Black women are the Sith. They're our natural enemies, and they were bred to be that way by Brad back during slavery times. And nothing can repair the damage that's going on. Nothing. So just leave them alone.
All
if
right.
you're a black man and you deal with a black woman, I actually feel sorry for you. So
you're saying that if you're a black, I want to just make sure I'm not misquoting you. You're saying that if you are a successful black man, you should get an Asian woman or a white woman. Black women are the enemy.
Or a Latina. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying we have empirical data to prove that. They've aborted 34 million black babies since the 70s. They've actually committed genocide.
Now, but you don't think a Latino woman or a white woman or Asian woman would be an enemy to the black man, only the black woman?
No, because black women, there's so many black men that's in prison or in the upper room right now because of proxy violence, because of black women. Mm. So I'm saying it's just not working. So just leave them alone. Leave them to their own devices. That's what I'm saying.
All right. Thank you for your call. We're not arguing today. I'm letting you express yourself, and you explained everywhere.
So that ending is where, look, I don't want us to see non-black women as some type of panacea. The proxy violence thing, let's not forget, we are in America, bro. White proxy violence and white women, that's like synonymous. That's what they do. Huh? So we got to be careful when we're saying these things, not to make it seem like non-black women are a panacea, number one. Number two, we don't want to be ahistorical also, right? I appreciate what the brother's saying, but right? Are black women a problem? Yes. Are black women attempting to weaponize their femininity against black men? Yes. Do black women engage in proxy violence? Yes. Do all women engage in proxy violence? Uh-oh. Yes. It's important that we're accurate about this. This is not an exclusive black women thing. That proxy violence, no, that one, no, that's not exclusively a black woman thing. Will black women get you set up? Yes. Hemmed up? Yes. Will white and Latina women get you hemmed up and set up? Yes. Huh? So let's be careful with what we're saying and how we're saying it here. Right? With that, everything else the brother said, there has there there are brothers that are gonna leave anyway. I'm saying for those of us who are here, we probably ain't going nowhere. There needs to be some reconciliation. That's not the word I want to use. That's not the right word. Conversation is not, it doesn't hit the way I need it to hit. I'm going to use that word though. There needs to be a conversation to be had about if black women's politics and black men's politics perfectly align. And if they don't, where they don't. There's a conversation to be had about the look at me protesting, obnoxious, bothering white dudes with dreads on college campuses, bothering white women with braids on college campuses. What exactly are you doing? Huh? What exactly are you doing with the septum ring and the weird colored hair on a college campus? What exactly are you doing when you profess what you are not going to do for a man, and how decentering men is the way to? What exactly are your politics? What exactly are you professing when you say that? Huh? And do you appreciate how you can be positioned as the colonizing agent in the black community, and what that means for the rest of us? Huh? Oh, say that, Vince. What does it mean when you have local politicians twerking on a handstand? Huh? Have we considered that the way black women want to do activism, a very particular type of black women on top of that, may not be exactly how your standard issue black man wants to do activism, if he can even? Huh? Because that's a luxury within itself. There's a conversation to be had, because oftentimes the activists are college educated or are in college. Well, how many black men? Oh, wait a minute. I thought the women said they were more enrolled and attending college than us. Okay, so there's that. Huh? Does your average black man have the time? Okay, there's that. Have black women ever considered that black men view the relationship between the black community and white folks differently? Where maybe there's more black women who are attempting to appeal to quote unquote reason, what reason? To reason with with non-black folks, with white folks, than there are black men. Have we ever considered that black men said, to hell with that, it's not gonna happen. There there is no negotiation. They want power. They want to maintain their political, social, economic position. So you are attempting to appeal to their humanity and morality is a waste of your time. They'll drop a crumb here and there just to get you to shut up. Huh? Is it possible that black men's politics and black women's politics are different? And I'm tying that to this conversation with Al Sharpton because appreciate how easy it was to seduce black women in that twerking videos and Trina and Saucy Santana, oh boy, saying no voting, no fucking. How that was an insult to black men. That really shows that you don't appreciate who the hell you talking to. Or you do appreciate it, and the insult was part of the game. Uh-oh. Yeah. Huh. And, and St. Sis says, Saucy Santana, laughing my butt off. What y'all got going on in South Florida? Look, South Florida is a different, man. I think it's that Everglades water. Uh, so appreciate that our politics might be divergent, and that's what you see here. And I'm saying might be just as a term. It's been gone. Huh? Yeah, get your booty to the polls, all type of yeah. Thank you, Chief Rocker. Exactly. Exactly. Huh? And so let's read this from Dwayne. And Dwayne says, yeah, when you live under a single mom, you really can't unsee the matriarchal programming. And thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. I agree. And last time I checked, I had 64 likes and there's pretty much 125 watching. 64 likes. Y'all killing me right now. Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. And Dwayne, no, you're right. It's not just about quote unquote formal education. It's about being socialized to have something that you're going to endure through with another person. You know, the funky academic speaks about, and I'm paraphrasing, he kind of speaks about the marketplace and he ties it to a lot. And like how market ideology has just screwed up generations at this point, especially when you don't instill discipline in your children, and how that market ideology will just have them going to the grocery store of life and just picking out everything and destroy themselves. And what we have all across black neighborhoods and hoods all over America are people, black women, who went into the store and tried on all the goddamn dresses. They went to the grocery store and picked out all the food, minus the nutritional ones. Oops. Huh? Swirl divester, I'll try that. LGBTQ, I'll try that. Wrong type of black men, I'll try that. Not be with no man because I did everything I wanted to do and it didn't work out for me. I'll try that. Celibacy, I'll try that. Rose toy until I buzz myself to numbness, I'll try that. Huh? Being a workaholic to make up for not having a man, I'll try that. Not working at all, hoping that some rich man will just fall from the ceiling and save me from myself. I tried that. Fantasizing about fantasizing about the rich man, I'll try that. Huh? Being a cat lady because F men and we're gonna decenter men, I'll try that. Being a dog mom, I'll try that. Huh? Single and ready to mingle, all in my 40s, 50s, 60s. I'll try that. Yeah, they taking this marketplace thing way too far, and we're here now. Uh, so yeah, the matriarchal program. Well, we see it, right? You can't unsee the matriarchal program. You see the matriarchal program with their stomachs. You see the matriarchal program with the outcome of their children. Huh? You see the matriarchal program with the way they speak, particularly about men, black men. Huh? You see the matriarchal program what they decide to spend their money on. Yeah, you can't unsee it. The black community demands that you ignore it, though. Huh? The black community still demands that you ignore it. And you quote unquote do what you're supposed to do, as the lady said at the end. I'm gonna play it one more again. If you doing what you're supposed to do, black women love saying that to black men. How's that marriage rate looking, ladies? Oops. Huh? Thank you for the super chat, Dwayne. Thank you for the super chat. And there's another one. You put another one. Oh, it's the same one twice? Okay. Right. Okay. So there's that. Oh, he put another one. And he says, it's like the applied fee market capitalism to dating, and it's killing us. Yeah, no, so I used to say this more often. I think I should start saying it's the neoliberal assessment of men, in our case of black men, right? And I've been hesitant to use market ideology for everything. I don't think it fits good, especially with dating and mating. Have I used the phrase occasionally speaking about dating and mating? Yes. But I'm hesitant towards it because there is so much more than simple math and equation and numbers when you're speaking about another human being and what that other human being does for you. Huh? Can you really put, and y'all gives you a second. And we're back. Can you really put a number, a financial number, a cost on loyalty? Someone being with you when your parents pass away, because all our parents are going to pass away eventually. And if it follows the natural order of things, your parents pass before you pass. Can you put a number on that? Huh? Can you put a number on women? Can you put a number on somebody putting the sheets over you and turning off the TV when you fall asleep? Can you put a number on him smacking you on the ass? Huh? Can you put a number on the affectionate looks y'all give each other? Can you put a number on that? I agree with you on this, Dwayne. Applied market fee. I said that the wrong way. Applied fee market capitalism. All the women that say decenter men, I don't need no man. Fine, right? Can you put a price on the fear you feel when something goes bump in the night and you're in that house by yourself? Gun or not? Yeah. Could you put a price on that? That fear, that crippling fear. Can you put a price on that? Huh? It could be nothing, but can you put a price on that fear? Can you put a price on? Damn, I played it too close. I'm kind of running out of gas, but it's late night, and I'm not gonna have time to put gas in the morning. Can you put a price on that? Huh? Can you put a price on the crippling feeling of loneliness when you with your homegirls and they all got a man and you don't? Can you put a price on you keeping a stoic face and then crying in the car on the way home? Oops. Can you put a price on that? Huh? Can you put a price on another argument about what we gonna eat today? We decided to get takeout, but we don't know what the hell we gonna take out. Can you put a price on that? No. Shout out to the ladies. Y'all want to do neoliberal assessment of men and masculinity and relationships? All right then. Shout out to the ladies that break men down to how much he can lift, his height, his weight, and his income. Oh yeah, and his male member. Fine then. You are your size, your chest, your ass and hips, and whether you're going to be a good enough helpmate. And the answer to that for the vast majority of you is no. So there's that. Uh, and Dwayne, thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. And no placeholder. What's going on? No placeholder. And no placeholder. Thank you for the super sticker. Thank you for the super sticker. Vince, I ain't gonna read that out loud. Hysterical. Uh, so if the ladies want to put market valuation on all of these things, well, uh, if they're gonna continue to go down this road, then you find the women that are not. That is why there's a SYSBM. That's why there is a Passport Bros. And the ladies have a problem with this. Well, uh, And they can frame it all any kind of way they want to frame it. We know how they gonna frame it.
That's not fair. That's not fair. That is not fair.
Huh? We know how they're gonna frame it. And that's a them problem.
I'm tired of this, Grandpa.
That's too damn bad.
Exactly. Once again, no place. No place open. Thank you for the super sticker. Thank you for the super sticker. And let's address this. Wait a minute. Where did it go? Where did it go? Okay, that's Dwayne's comments. Wait a minute. Wait a minute, y'all. These things are running for me. And Lionel Player One says, Nosy, they like to tell us, quote unquote, they like to tell us men, quote unquote, as we should, like that's supposed to mean something, as a way of putting us in check. The new shaming tactic. Oh, yeah, well, appreciate this. Once you get to under 40s, they don't care about none of that. When you get to under 30, it's not even a conversation because they're dating Latinas and white women. So for all the black women that's on that, as he should, as you should, right? That's a man's job. Yeah, that sound nice. All of that sound nice. Who's your nephew dating right now? Oops. Huh? Now your nephew in the hood might be dating a black woman. Your nephew that's in a okay-ish environment and better, who he dating right now? Uh-oh. Bring it closer to home, Z. Who's your son dating? Ooh. Huh? Black women can keep on playing this game they want. We know how this ends. The brothers called into Al Sharpton's show and said, hey, the way black women are doing politics is exclusionary. That's what they're essentially saying. And the lady want to bring up, um, go end up with the Latina or the white woman or whatever. We don't need your black ass. Yawn. And Waiting to Excel being her favorite movie. Of course it's one of your favorite movies, ma'am. Of course it is. And Lotto Player One, the shaming tactic doesn't work because the women overused it. Should shaming work? Yes. Does shaming work for some? But what happens when you keep on pressing that button for everything? The shaming isn't working because the women used it for everything. They shot all their nukes already. I've said this before. The women threw white men in our faces. They attempted to shame us. They said, oh, fat phobic, colorist, featurist, texturist. You hate your mama. You don't like black women. You hate being black. You hate yourself. You hate what you see in the mirror. The black women shot all of them. Huh? A black child only comes from a black womb. All the things that they say, they shot all of them. Huh? White men do it better. Non-black men do it better. These other men are not colorists like black men. These other men are not features like these other men are better men. These other men know how to treat women. These other men, black women shot all of it. Huh? So the shaming tactics don't work because the women just kept on pressing. They kept on spamming that button. You know, when you give your controller to one of these folks and they do a combo on one of these fighting games, they're like, ooh, I'm gonna just keep on pressing those buttons over and over and over again. So the shaming tactics just simply don't work. Look how quick men, black men, the uninitiated black men just started saying, you know what? Yeah, I'm sassy. Now what? That didn't take no time. It took no time for black men to say, okay, yeah, black women, we're sassy. Okay, next. The shaming tactics just don't work. They don't work anymore. Nice shot, ladies. Yeah, I'm gonna play this one again, and then we're gonna play the last one. Okay, y'all give Z a second. Here we go. Wait a minute.
Right, let's go to the phones. Let's go to Deshaun in Washington, D.C., calling about black women. Deshaun?
Yeah, I agree with that other caller. I think black women are part of the problem, but it's deeper than that. In the black community, we have some kind of weird mama fetish. I'm not saying it's sexual. It's definitely a gynocracy. And I was done with black women when they were celebrating Kevin Samuels' death. I was done with them then.
Kevin Samuels' death?
Yeah, when Kevin Samuels died, black women were celebrated. When the Tyree Nichols video came out, black women went on Clubhouse and admitted that seeing black men being sent to the shadow realm turns them on. So basically, they're our enemies. Why would we deal with them?
But how do we then reconcile that all of us were born of a black woman if we're black?
It goes back to the mama fetish. Everybody has a mama, but that doesn't mean we have to meet with somebody that looks like her.
So do you see any way, Deshaun, that we can
son husbands?
All right. Do you feel there's any way that we should be able to deal with this? How do we reconcile it? How do we reconcile it?
If you're a successful black man, just go get you a Latina, an Asian, or a white woman. Leave black women the hell alone. Leave them to their own devices. They're strong. They're independent. So we just got to let them go. And yeah, you can say it's red pill. Yeah, you can say it's the manosphere, but it's just the truth. Black women are our enemies. To use a nerd analogy, black men are the Jedi. Black women are the Sith. They're our natural enemies. And they were bred to be that way by Brad back during the slavery times. And nothing can repair the damage that's going on. Nothing. So just leave them alone. If you're a black man and you deal with a black woman, I actually feel sorry for you. So
you're saying that if you're a black, I want to just make sure I'm not misquoting you. You're saying that if you are a successful black man, you should get an Asian woman or a white woman. Black women are the enemy.
Or a Latina. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying we have empirical data to prove that. They reported 34 million black babies since the 70s. They've actually committed genocide.
Now, but you don't think a Latino woman or a white woman or an Asian woman would be an enemy to the black man, only the black woman?
No, because black women, there's so many black men that's in prison or in the upper room right now because of proxy violence, because of black women. Mm. So I'm saying it's just not working. So just leave them alone. Leave them to their own devices. That's what I'm saying.
All right. Thank you for your call. We're not arguing today. I'm letting you express yourself, and you explain every way you feel. Kim Washington is saying on our message board, she's saying that's crazy. OG Kelly is saying he just doesn't understand the assignment of standing with a black woman. Camille Davis says Deshaun has issues for real. And Kim Washington says, wow. Angela Conley says, who hurt him? Okay, so you had one that agreed with him and 4 or 5 raising questions. Let's go to Deborah in Atlanta, Georgia. Line 1, Deborah.
Awesome. Hi, Reverend Sharpton. I wasn't going to talk about this, but I'm spending 30 seconds on this, and I'm going to take a quote from one of my favorite movies of all time, Waiting to Exhale. A white woman, a Hispanic woman, a Mexican woman can have your black ass. Okay, and that's all I'm going to say about that. And really.
I remember that quote very well, but go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah, he showed up drunk in a leather and wearing summertime and all that good stuff. That's how you sound. You sound stupid and ignorant. Nobody has to tell you to go to work. Nobody has to tell you to go play golf. Nobody has to tell you to hang out with your buddies. Why do we have to tell you to get out and vote? Black women are not saying that we don't want black men. We don't have to tell you that because the ones who are doing it are doing it. The ones who have a problem with it are the ones who don't vote for the problem or not doing what they're supposed to be doing. We are with our black brothers. I've never dated outside my race in my life, so I'm not spending any more time on that. I do want to spend time on Reverend Sharp.
Yawn. What does she mean? The ones that are doing it are doing it. The ones that are not. What? Mr. Z's lost on that one. Okay. All right. And Compassionate says, if this ain't the Black Manosphere influence, I don't know what is. No, that definitely was the Black Manosphere. That brother was definitely Black Manosphere, right? And Smitty says, my sister was mad because our nephew only had white women at his graduation party. He wasn't even dating dating. They were just his friends, and she had such a big issue. Yeah. Right. Yep. Yep. And he says, and I told her the reason why is my nephew is a square and he's studying medical engineering, not the type that they really go for. Simply put, if he was around more non-black women, what does she expect? It don't even got to be that deep. God forbid one of these women break a smile and is nice to him, right? In comparison to the other black. See, if the black girls and black women are a bit coarse, mean. See, you said a bit. I know a bit coarse, mean, somewhat dismissive, combative, argumentative, just overly sassy. And you meet a Latina who's not that, where do you think black men are going? Where do you think the black boys are going? Path of least resistance. Where do you think they're going? Smitty, I appreciate what your sister is saying, because I could appreciate how it could be jarring to go to a family member's, graduation. This is a time for celebration, and especially being a black person, right? You go and you see like a bunch of white women around, or just non-black women. Yeah. The question then becomes: were the black girls nice? Were they affectionate? Were they funny? Huh? Were they generous? Did they make themselves available? I'm not just saying sexually. No, did they make themselves available? If not, then once again, path of least resistance. The young black men aren't talking. I've said this before on my channel. They're just moving accordingly. Mr. Z are the one over here with the blowhorn being loud. The brothers under the age of 30, they're not talking. I've said, thank you for saying this, Smitty. They're just popping up to the family get together, to the family reunion, to Thanksgiving, to Christmas box unwrapping and whatnot. They're showing up with a non-black woman. They're not doing all that talking. Mr. Z's talking. These brothers, especially under the age of 30, they're not talking. They're just showing up with the non-black woman, and you figure it out. Huh? All right, black women. They can be as angry as they want to be. We know what it is. And Smitty says, to him, not particularly. They are not that nice. But the funny thing is, mom has no problem with it. She's okay with whoever he dates. See? It's a wrap. It's done. If he's getting the green light from mom too, yeah, it's done deal. It's done. It's done. Huh? Yeah, it's a done deal. And young kid says, if they did, every black man that attended college would be married to a black woman. Yeah, if they were kind and nice and generous and made themselves available, and they just don't. They go to school, they go to college, they do what they do with whatever men that are on campus or off campus, usually the jocks on campus and whatever street dude off campus. Right? They get their degree and they move on. Okay. If the white women are saying ring before spring, I came here from my MRS degree, and black women said, no, I'm a decenter man, I'm gonna have fun. I came for college for the experiences. Huh? Okay then. Where else are you going to find a large concentration of determined, similarly minded young folks? Shrugs, huh? Shrugs. And finally, we gonna focus on this last clip. Mr. Z, we gonna have to cover the Middle Nation brother at another time, y'all. We as a matter of fact, we'll try to cover that tomorrow. That'll be the goal for tomorrow. But let's cover this other clip right here. Here you guys go.
Net on live stream. Let's go to my friend, the Sage of the South, Brother Jihad. Brother Jihad, you're keeping it real with Al Sharpton.
How you doing, Brother Al?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Pretty good. Congratulations on a successful marching program.
Thank you.
You know, Reverend Al, they did not show or report it on TV in Atlanta at all.
No, I didn't know that.
The news.
Wow.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And I think all across the, recently they talked about how the ESPN and the, when the president went to, when the sexual abuser, I like what she said,
right.
went to the Open the other day, they told the executives not to play the booze, you know what I mean, and to only show the president in a good light. You know what I mean? So it shows that the media definitely is conspiring to keep certain information away or certain things away from the common people. And there's nowhere in the world you have it march with, I think you said 10 to 15,000 people for the cause that you all march for, and there was no news coverage about it.
Yeah, well, I'm glad you told me, because I did not. There was a lot of coverage up in the north, I know, in the West Coast, but I don't know what happened in Atlanta. That's interesting.
Yeah, and also, on another note, some of the programs, radio programs here, black ones, they didn't push it either.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? To be honest with you, you know what I mean? They some of them, they didn't push it, to be honest with you. They didn't make mention of it, especially the day that it was happening, or the day after, unless somebody who went to the march brought it up or someone talked about it. So that's kind of sad too, to be honest with you.
Uh-huh.
The issue with, and I'm glad Pam came around in the end and said maybe both of them should practice no sex. both of them have the power, the black male and the black female, to say no to sex, to produce children. You know what I mean? So now I'm glad she came around with that part in the end. But I think the caller went kind of all out of his way to try to say he wasn't condemning black women. You know what I mean? I think he tried his best to try to make his point without the condemnation, or to imply the condemnation. And I think that some of what the caller said was true, and then some of it is not true. You know what I mean? I think that, and I'll give you an example. For the last 2 years or 3 years on TV, and maybe a little bit longer, there have been numerous commercials on TV about black women and foreigners, or white men, or foreign men as husbands in commercials, all over the TV. I mean, everybody should see it. Almost every commercial that comes on now has a black woman with a non-black man as a companion, or a husband, or in bed, or wherever on the commercial. Who puts that idea out there, and who pushes that commercial? Who came up with the idea that we need to push that agenda for black women to reach outside of black males for companionship? It had to come from somewhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
It had to come. It just didn't come out of the blue sky that all of a sudden they got happy. And I do agree with the caller that during our civil rights march in the 60s, the emphasis was on black people, family. And it was not a major emphasis on just black women. And you do hear constantly black women, black women, black women, black women, black women. And that's not to say you dislike black women. It's just to say that somebody else is using this as an agenda to push a wedge. And to ignore it just doesn't make any sense to me. And I think I talked to you on your show before. I completely understand why black women need to be pushed forward and need the economic opportunities and the educational opportunities, because the common sense is that she's the head of the household. and the head of our families, right?
Right, that's right.
So she's the head of a household. Then she does need to be pushed forward educationally and business-wise and education. Until we as black men step forward, or us as a group, reestablish the concept of marriage among our people, we can't have the black woman ill-prepared to take care of a family if she's the head of the family. So I think that when we look at it, we have to look at it like, I think we have to look at it with some common sense, so to speak. You know what I mean? The one caller, and to the one caller who called talking crazy, black women, that ain't all of us. That ain't even half of us.
That's right.
You know what I mean? So you don't make an issue out of saying black men feel this way because of the one foolish caller. How possibly can he condemn all black women and maybe only dated 5 in his whole life? And when you told him about his mama and he still didn't succumb, then ignore him completely. Ignore his comment completely. We give him the right to say it, like you said.
Right.
So we clearly ignore it. And lastly, we're now this shooter in Charlotte.
All right, so we're back. Black women don't lead black families. See, you still there? I'm still here. Black men lead the black family. The outcome that single mother homes are producing is what now? The black community has been doubling, tripling, quadrupling, quintupling down on this narrative for decades that black men just snap finger, get up and go. They go get milk and they never come back. Huh? Black women are leading the black family where? Where exactly? Huh? Black women are leading the black family, but yet the average man spends $5,000 to $12,000 more per year when in relationship. How they leading the black family when a disproportionate number of black women are kinless as they age? Advocates say they deserve a social safety net too. How they leading the family? They don't got no kids, no man, no nothing. Leading what? Black and Latina women who never marry are the least wealthy in the U.S., especially the childless ones. Brother, what you're saying, once again, these are the uninitiated. For all of you that are listening, these are the uninitiated. They don't know. Huh? Because he started off, as some of you are saying in the comments, he started off okay in the beginning. But you know, you gotta mention the gynocracy. You gotta say it, right? But I kind of understand where the ladies are coming from because you know they're leading the black household and the black family. They're not even having children anymore. The black birth rate is what, 1.8? So between the black women throwing a temper tantrum and them putting our babies in meat grinders, ooh, god damn, Z, ooh, shout out to Corey Holcomb. Them putting unborn fetuses in a goddamn blender. The birth rate in the black community is what, 1.8 or something like that. So why, let me get this right. Black women are not getting married. Check. They're not having children. Check. They're talking about decentering black men. Check. They're calling the black community Blackistan. Check. They're talking about being pro-black women. Check. Huh. They're talking about being the quote-unquote rich auntie. Check. And we're looking out for black women because why now? We're looking out for black women singularly because why now? We're hyper focused on black women because why now? They're not getting married. They're not having children. They're in copious amounts of student loan debt. Huh. And we're looking out for black women because sassy as all get out, questionable sexual past, and that's Mr. Z being kind. Huh. Advocate for policies that's not for the black family. And we're looking out for black women. Why? Huh? So once again, these brothers who are uninitiated, this is about as best as you're gonna get. This is about as best as as you're going to get. Septum rings for black women. Um, sneaky linking with non-black men. Talking about being pro-black, but sneaky linking with non-black men. And once again, we're looking out for black women because, huh? And Mr. Z is not making up that sneaky linking with non-black men.
Gosh, there were 2 points, but I'll just respond to the latter one. I meant to say this earlier when we were talking about the reason that black females may be more confused about the system of racism, white supremacy, and who practices it. And I said I thought the primary reason was that we don't experience the more violent forms of it. No, that's secondary. Primary, this is really key. People really need to, I hope people will hear this, and I hope people will believe this. Some people know this. The primary reason is that black females are either the primary participants or secondary participants, meaning that their mothers, their sisters, their aunts, their friends, somebody they know who's a black female is engaging in sex with white people. Our minds are more mushy because we engage in more sex with white people than black males do. Now that seems to be the reverse of what is the case, because on the sidewalk, you see a whole lot more black males with white females than the reverse. But there's a whole lot. There has always been since slavery, there has always been, continues to be, in office buildings, in houses, everywhere you can possibly think of, lots and lots of sex between black females and white men. The key is that it's real hush-hush. It's real secret. And white people, they enforce and depend upon its secrecy so that we don't even know the devastating effect other black people don't even necessarily know, where all those defensive statements are coming from black women, because people don't know she's been in the bed with a white man. They depend on the secrecy of that, and they don't want it exposed. Hush. It's real.
Yeah. And we're looking out for black women. Why? When they over here sneaky linking with white men? Huh? Sugar babying with old white men? Yeah, about that. And Otis says, and thank you for the super chat, says someone is putting a wedge between black men and black women. That someone is black women. Can't make it up. Can't make it up, bro. Can't make it up. All right? And y'all give me a second. Y'all gives you a second. Ishmael says, this is the cows, right? Yeah, context of white supremacy. Yeah, so Cree said that after Gus T. Renegade spoke to Judice? It was a professor. I want to say her name was, and she wrote a book. I can't remember the name of the book. Ishmael, I will try to have that information for you next stream. I can't remember the name of the book, but it was after. So Cree is saying this after the interview that Gus T. Renegade did with the professor, and he didn't run her off. She kind of like dropped off because she felt uncomfortable with the questioning, and after that, that's why Cree mentioned, these people, black women are out here sneaky leaking with white men, and that's why you'll see them be defensive when you start mentioning these type of pairings. So yeah, right. So I don't remember the name of the book, because if you were able to look up the name of the book in context of white supremacy, then you'll be able to find it. I don't remember the name of the book though. So yeah, let me see if I can find it, and yeah. And where is and Black Uru says, notice that she emphasized that black women sleeping with white men is a primary issue of their treachery. Yep. Yep. And that's something like, I think when you say, even around other black men, when you say black women aren't as loyal as we like to pretend, they just the and I've said this at family get-togethers, and the look on everybody's face. Oh, um, no, it's just that the white guys are not marrying them, but they definitely having sex with them. Uh, the look on everybody's face when you say it, because you're not supposed to say it. You borderline not supposed to know it. Uh, so when the brothers are calling into Al Sharpton's show and speaking, essentially paraphrasing, about the diverging politics of black men and black women, as Black Uru says, the primary cause of their treachery is that they over here sneaky linking with white men. As Cree said, that's a black woman. Uh, Once again, Black Uru says, notice that she emphasized that black women sleeping with white men is a primary issue of their treachery. Uh, exactly. And appreciate also when the lady called in to Al Sharpton's show and she mentioned Waiting to Excel and the scene from Waiting to Excel. Y'all recall what Al Sharpton said? He said, I know that. He said, I know what scene you're talking about. Yeah. You can stop playing dumb now. These people know. Dr. Umar Johnson know what it is. Al Sharpton know what it is. Jesse Jackson know what it is. All of these folks know what it is. Steve Harvey know what it is. Everybody's playing in black men's faces. Uh, Everyone's playing in black men's faces. Well, your son's got to answer to that. All that, if she can't use my comb, don't bring her home. Well, the Latina does not use that same type of comb. Oh well. Huh? And Big Mo says, and thank you for the super chat, black women don't get that being pro-black means being the antithesis of white supremacists who see that their genes are being spread and elevated as the goal. Being pro-black means reproducing with purpose. Yeah. Well, they try to hold you hostage with being pro-black, right? That's what the whole, and you see it. Not so many black women openly express it in this way, but kind of, which is a black child comes from a black womb. In other words, I'm invalidating your mixed child because it didn't come from a black womb. Your mixed child did not come from a black womb, so your mixed child is not black. And then they get into the whole type of talk of like, well, you know, the difference between mixed black children that have black moms and black dads is because black women, you know, you know, the women are more involved with the upbringing of the children, and so the black women instill certain racial values in their children, the mixed children, and you know, they're the ones who are more adjusted and all of this, once again, moral high grounding. What would black women in America be if it wasn't for that goddamn moral high ground? Who put them up there? I don't know. Huh? Who put black women on this moral pedestal above black men? So it's not black people on the moral pedestal. No, 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 no. It's black women in a vacuum on the moral pedestal. And they primarily use it to shame black men into doing their bidding. So the whole reproducing with purpose, yeah, Big Mo, nope. Can't do it. They want to do what they want to do. Once again, the marketplace of ideas. Black women said, "I'll take all of it." Huh? Having children out of wedlock, I'll do it. Before the age of 25, I'll do it. Then on the opposite extreme, test tube baby and then having children in my mid 40s, I'll do it. Huh? Reproducing with purpose? Nah. Can't do. That's a heavy ask right there. That's too much of an ask, Big Mo. You're doing too much. Huh? The lady said nope. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. So on that note, yo, we ain't gonna stay too much longer. Mr. Z got things to do. And we'll come back with the Middle Nation stream tomorrow. That'll be the goal for tomorrow, right? Yeah, I ran this way too long. Y'all know Mr. Z. Look, we almost at 2 hours, hour 45 minutes. So y'all like, share, subscribe. Thank you button for the replay squad. Shout out to the replay squad. I wanted to play these clips from Al Sharpton to say, once again, Black Manosphere versus the world. I guess we'll call tomorrow Black Manosphere versus the world part 2. Maybe we'll make this into a series, right? Of brothers calling into different talk shows or radio shows. I said talk shows. What year are we in? 96? 96? I couldn't even get it out. 96? So no, when brothers call into these radio shows or when they're on a podcast and they get to talk in Black Manosphere talk, then maybe I'll turn that into a series. That's an idea, right? And on that note, y'all, we'll pause right here. We'll come back tomorrow with part 2, right? Give me a second. Let's see what Mr. DJ is saying. Z, I understand that you are in your own way fighting for the Black community. There is no saving it. You have to let it go. He's already dead. I hear you, right? Yeah. It's funny you say that, Mr. DJ. So I'll spend a few more minutes on this. I'm trying to make it less than 2 hours, though, you guys. Because on the other side are folks who would see Z as just purely antagonistic, and ask, what purpose do I serve here? What am I doing here? And we are covering Black female effery, right? Of course. And we are showing them how this behavior is what's leading to less marriage, less coupling, less children, less wealth for Black people, Black women. Oops. Huh? So yeah, Trell, hysterical. Trell says cars. Let's talk about it. Hysterical. I do need to make a car stream though. I do need to do another car stream. I did one a couple years ago, but I got flagged and all type of stuff, and I had to. It's not even taken down. Y'all just can't see it. I can see it, but y'all can't. GC said Z got no quit in him. Yeah, bro. Yeah. All right. So on that note, y'all, we will truly pause right here. Love, peace, and chicken grease. Y'all go check out other Black Manosphere content, other non-Manosphere content. Shout out to Louis for the thumbnail, right? So shout out to Louis for that. All right, y'all. Mr. Z out.